Can keep my hands on myself. Think I'll dust them off, put them back up on the shelf. Keeps my little baby girl as a need.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Camille. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do faux locks. Well, yarn locks, since they're made out of yarn. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, stay tuned. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, so for this look, first of all, you're going to most importantly need yarn. And my head is pretty big and I use multiple colors, so I can't really tell you how much bundles of yarn you're going to need, but I'd say I used probably 4 or 5 bundles. If I used one color, it probably would have been maybe 2 to 3 bundles, but I use this one. This is like a bluish grayish color, I can't remember the name. Oh, Windsor blue. And this one is a light blue. And I also use, I have some ombre in my hair, so I also use this navy blue one and this gray one. And to like twist my hair and braid it underneath, I use black yarn. Even though you could use the same color yarn that you're going to be doing your yarn locks with, I thought that I would save more of that yarn to actually wrap my hair with by using this one that matches my hair any other color, to like save the kind of yarn that you want to use for your actual yarn locks. And then you're going to need scissors, very important, as well as a lighter, also very important. So let's just see how this goes. Okay, so to measure the amount of yarn you're going to need, you're going to want to, you could either like do it lengthwise, however like you want it, and then add each strand to that same length and cut as you go. But to me, that's a bit time consuming. So what I did was, you could either use a chair to like wrap around the top part of it, or I'm gonna demonstrate on my bed head how much yarn I'm going to need. Okay, so you can see that I kind of wrapped that around that side, and then I'm gonna tie it right on the edge here into a knot to keep it secure, but a loose knot because you don't want it to not be able to come out. And then from here, I'm just going to wrap around however many times it could fit, or how many strips of yarn you think you're gonna need. But I kind of did this until all of the yarn was out. So yeah, just kind of swing it out as you go around, whatever you're wrapping the yarn around, to kind of make it go faster and a little easier. As you can see, I got off to a rocky start. So you just do that. And since I'm only demonstrating one, I'm just gonna stop right here. I'm just gonna cut right where I did my bow. There you have it. This is what I'm going to be wrapping my yarn with. And this is actually double the length of the braid underneath the yarn. So the braid that you're going to be wrapping the yarn around with, that's going to be half the length of the yarn you're wrapping with. Okay, so for my braiding yarn, I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm just gonna guesstimate, eyeball it to see how much of it I'm going to need, because I already know the length of my hair. So I'm just gonna do it like a little ways past the length of my hair. So I'd say right about here is good for me. You could do it according to your hair length. So now I have 2 pieces of braiding yarn. Well, I'm actually going to be rope twisting my hair because I'm not about that braiding life. So because I already have my hair done, I'm now taking this out because it's been in for like 2 months now, and I miss my natural hair. So it's okay for me to undo these now. Keep the rest of that back. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I unravel it. So just cut it near the burned tip. Well, actually, because I'm not putting this in my hair and I already know how long my hair is, I can just go ahead and cut it to, my hair's probably somewhere up in there. So I'm just gonna cut it probably a little ways past my hair, just for time's sake. This is kind of thick, so you're gonna wanna really, this is just kind of dull too, so, but you wanna really get in there. Yeah, so after you cut that bit off, you're just going to pull down on the yarn, and as you can see, it's unraveling itself. So the piece I have underneath that's braided, you're just gonna twist that back, or I'm just gonna keep pulling down, and then get it from out in the middle there. Pull it down some more. You can see my real hair is starting to show through. I colored it. So you're just going to do that until you get to the very top. So yeah, that's how that is. I have a little buildup up there because it's been in so long, and I haven't washed them because they take so long to dry. Like, they just absorb the moisture and just would not dry out. So, well, mine is already unraveled. I just braided the beginning to give it more, to make it more secure. So I'm just gonna undo that. Don't mind me being rough with my hair. It could handle the pressure. This is really caught up in there. I guess it's been so long, it kind of, well, this is acrylic yarn too. I forgot to mention that if you use woolen yarn, your hair will lock and it would be hella hard to come out. So I used acrylic yarn. That's also very important to note. Just gonna comb this out. All of my dead hair is coming out. And my hair is still so moisturized. Like, that is what I really like about this protective style. Like, I feel like I just moisturized my hair yesterday. Like, it really locks in the moisture, so as your hair grows, it stays moisturized, which I really, really like. You're going to want to line them up. Make sure the ends are even if they aren't. And you're gonna fold them in half. Okay, so now you're gonna wanna, like, kind of in the middle, so when you fold it in half, you're gonna wanna wrap it around your hair, like what I'm doing. Bring the hair to one side, pull it, and make sure it's taut, like pull it taut so that it's secure. And I'm going to braid the beginning to make sure the root is secure. It's secure at the root, but then I'm going to do like a rope twist because twisting is much easier for me. So it's gonna braid it probably twice, maybe 3 times. Excuse the background noise, I live like right out to the road. And then I'm going to break it off into 2 to make it into a twist. So I separate it, so I have some hair on both sides of the yarn, and I'm going to twist it around and twist down. So yeah, so you can see I started off with a braid and then I ended up with a twist. And I'm just gonna go down a little ways past my hair. So I've reached pretty much a little ways beyond my hair. So now you can let it hang, but I feel like that tends to make the hair loose out. So I'm just gonna tie it in a loose knot. I don't know if you can see that? Just a loose knot. Just like that. I'll just let that hang. Okay, now I'm gonna get my wrapping yarn. And this yarn, you don't have to let that car go past. This yarn, you don't have to fold in half. At least I don't fold mine in half. But to retain length, I just fold mine like a little ways down so that I can have a lot more yarn to go around my lock. Okay, so as you see, I have that little piece right there. You're gonna wrap that around the braid, and you're gonna make sure keep it close together with the actual braid, and then you're gonna get this yarn over here and wrap it underneath, bring it around, and you want to pull it to make sure it's taut at the root, but you don't want to pull it just like you don't want to lose your edges, you know. So you're gonna wrap it around a few times to make it secure. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So I wrapped that around, I think that was 3 times. And then you're going to keep wrapping around. Make sure to pull taut and keep them close together. You want to keep the yarn lined up, because if they're loose, you're going to see all the gaps inside. Especially since I'm not using a color that actually matches this yarn, I want to make sure that I keep my yarn close because I don't want the black coming through. So this is also very time consuming. Like, this took me about a week to do. I think it could have took me a shorter time, but I was being a little lazy. I think this is a better look. So when I just go around the braid and hold it taut. I use 4 pieces of yarn to wrap mine with. I forgot to mention that. But you can use however many you want. The more yarn you use, the more coverage you get. Okay, so now I've reached the end to where I want to stop. So now what you're going to want to do is tie a knot around. What I do is I kind of do an extra tight loop. Do an extra tight loop around that. So when you do the knot, that it doesn't come out, because sometimes it comes out. And then you end up with a loose lock, which you don't want. And then, so I have these 4 strands here. So you're gonna take the 2 top strands, bring them around those 2 fingers, and then pull them up through that loop. I'm left-handed, so it might look awkward from the way that I'm doing it. And then you're just gonna pull it tight. So when you let it drop down, it unravels. And as you can see, the lock is still tight. It hasn't become loose. So you're just gonna clip those ends. So now you're left with this. Can you see that? Yeah, left with that. And now you're gonna wanna take your lighter. My lighter ran out of light fluid, so now you're gonna, well, I am going to have to improvise and use the good old stove. So this is what you do. Just gonna burn it a little bit. Like that. And then you're gonna wanna kind of pinch the ends together just to give it a bit of a sealed round tip. And then there you go. So there you have it. Can now do yarn lock. Now if you want to do an ombre one, or even if you want, say you run out of the piece of yarn that you have and you want to add to it, I can show you how to do that. You can see I have all the ombre colors that I use mixed up in there, so that kind of gives it that extra thickness or that feel of an actual lock even more. Because as you get to the bottom, it kind of, sometimes it gets thin out. You're just gonna bring it to the base, or just wrap it around the base of the previous color or the previous yarn. Hold it close to the lock, and you're going to bring the other strands around. I'm just going to wrap around that part, I'd say maybe twice, so to give it a secure look, to make it more secure. And you're gonna wrap down around it. I think that's as far down as I want to go, because I don't want to make it too hard for me to tie the knot. Kind of like that. So now you know how to do yarn locks, guys. So yeah, and if you want, you can, like, if you don't want to use just one color, you could like mix it up. You know, I have this one in here, and I have this stripe one. You can use 3 different color strands, or however many color strands you want to use. I just wrap it around. And I have an ombre one in here too. Where is it? Ombre, ombre, ombre. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I use 3 different colors here. You know, and all you do is add on, like how I showed you, to each part that you want. And yeah, get creative. So guys, this is the end of my tutorial. If you liked it or learned something new, you can leave a comment below. Even if you tried it, you can let me know your method. And you can like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. So until next time, guys, bye.